What's up, folks? Chris back again. Today we're talking about Cobweb from 2023, directed by Samuel Bodine, or Bowden. Either way. So this came out on Hulu the other day, and I'd seen a few people talk about it. I've seen a few people, in different Facebook groups and stuff, talk about this film and how it was actually very underrated and how it was better than you we've been led to believe, basically. And so I gave it a shot. I said, why not? Put it in, and they weren't wrong. It was incredibly impressive. I liked it a lot, actually. It has I don't know his name off the top of my head. I didn't write it down. The guy who plays Homelander in The Boys. He plays this dad in this film. So basically, uh, it's a movie about childhood trauma, of course, because we can't have anything without trauma. Um, and so this little kid has a like her parents or his parents, I'm sorry, his parents are kind of weird and strange. Several years ago there was a child that disappeared in the neighborhood, and the kid that's living in this house, we as the audience kind of have suspicions about his parents right off the bat because of their kind of sketchy attitude and the way they act and things. But he also kind of thinks his parents are being weird. But then he's in his room and he keeps hearing this knocking, and there's all this knocking and stuff, and so he keeps hearing these voices and this knocking. So he tells his parents, and of course his parents, being the weird, creepy scumbags they are, they're like, no, you're full of crap. You're just hearing things, just an old house. It's just settling. You're imagining things. You're losing your mind, all that kind of stuff. He has a teacher that actually takes an interest in his suffering, and she tries to help, but the parents wind up, shunning her, not wanting her to help, things like that. Well, the parents have a pretty dark secret. The kid does have a sister, um, and, you know, some things transpire. I don't want to say too much about this film. I don't want to give too much away about the plot because it's very interesting. It has an interesting, I say, twist. It's not necessarily a twist, but it has an interesting plot device for the second and third act of the film, and that is what blew me away about this. I just recently watched The Boogeyman, and I did a review on that about how I didn't particularly care for it, where a lot of people were like, "Oh, it was great. It was an interesting adaptation of a Stephen King story, and yada yada." This felt more like a Boogeyman film than The Boogeyman did. This had actual like eerie, creepy ambiance. This had some pretty suspenseful and intense moments, and the climax of the film was more satisfying and satisfactory than The Boogeyman was. This felt like it was a haunted house film, whereas The Boogeyman felt more like a creature feature where the creature was all just CGI and was black and smoky and crawled on the ceiling. I've seen that 100 times. It didn't affect me. The way that this film was presented, Cobweb, the way that this was presented really, really delivered because it kept you intrigued, it kept you engaged. It wasn't just like, oh, there's the creature, there's the thing this I'm supposed to be afraid of. This kept you engaged until like the end of the second act, and then things are revealed, and you're like, wow, didn't see that coming, or maybe you did see it coming, but they delivered it in such a way that it was surprising to you still. I think they did a really, really good job, especially Mr. Molitor, or not Mol, sorry, Mr. Bowden. That was the last movie. Especially Samuel Bowden and the way that he's able to construct this film and use uh, dynamic angles, and he uses CGI in a very good way too. It's not. I mean, you can tell that it's CGI, but it isn't blatant. You're not looking at it going, gosh, that is the worst looking CGI ever. You're going, yeah, that's CGI, but you're still engaged in it. You're not uh, discrediting the CGI. In other words, you're not saying, oh, this is stupid looking. Like, yeah, it's CGI and it looks CGI, but it is completely nailing the effect it's trying to get, and that's to make you feel uneasy and stuff. So again, I think Cobweb is an excellent film, highly underrated. If you're looking for a good horror movie slash haunted house slash creature feature type film, this would be one to check out for your spooky season, for your Halloween season. This is a good one. It's streaming over there on Hulu if you guys want to give it a chance. I gave it 3.5 stars out of 5. I think if you guys were to check it out on Hulu, you'd probably like it as well. Um, so that's that on Cobweb. I wish I could go into like more intricate detail about the film, but I feel like the more that I talk about it, the more it's going to reveal, and it's not going to have the same effect on you guys if I just tell you all about it. So go check it out on Hulu. Come back here and leave some comments whether you liked it or not, and all that good stuff. If you like what you heard today, if you like my videos and stuff, please by all means subscribe, like, click for notifications. Go over to Facebook and check out the Cinema Dolce Facebook group. Check out TikTok, Cinema Dolce 56. And just get connected with me, guys. I love doing this for you. I love doing this for me. So all that good stuff. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna keep making them as long as you keep watching them. I love you. God bless. Peace out.